Okay, so I have just arrived in Colombo. I leave early tomorrow morning to head back to the UK, but before I go, I just thought I'd give a brief assessment of my trip and how it's been. So the first thing to say, of course, is what a pleasure it has been to be back on the road again. It's been a while and it's been magnificent. It's what I live for, you know, traveling to see new places, meet new people, have new experiences. And across India and Sri Lanka, I have done all that in spades. It's been a fantastic trip. But here are a few major points. So, India, let's talk about India. As far as COVID is concerned, I think they're pretty much over it. The numbers of cases have dropped from a high of over 3 million in January to just over 1,000 today. On the day I left, all COVID restrictions were lifted with the exception of wearing face masks in public, but even that didn't seem to be taken very seriously. In fact, outside of Delhi, I hardly saw anybody wearing a face mask. It seemed to be personal choice. If you want to wear one, of course you can. If you don't want to, you didn't seem to have to. So all COVID restrictions are lifted and India is open for business. Second thing to say is that the travel sector in India has actually survived the pandemic really, really well. And I think this is mainly due to the fact that the domestic market has really kind of taken up the slack of where the international market would have been in previous years. So a lot of those people that would have been traveling abroad out of India haven't been able to, so they've all traveled inside India, and that's kept the hotels, the guides, the monuments all busy and open, which is fantastic. So our clients coming to India from, let's say, the summer onwards, will be able to experience a pretty seamless journey, which is great. Heading up to Kashmir, there's no question in my mind that Kashmir is open, very much so. I mean, thousands of Indian tourists are arriving every day and having a fantastic time. As soon as I get home, I'll be talking to the Foreign Office to try and persuade them to change their advice against travel, which I believe is definitely outdated. I was there for 3 days. I had a wonderful time, did all the normal things, was free to walk around the old town, up in the hills, etc. And never once did I feel any moment of anxiety. It was absolutely beautiful. We've got a number of trips there that you can head up towards Leh and Ladakh, or just go to Kashmir itself. So if you've ever wanted to go to Kashmir, I think now is a great time to do it. And I say all this understanding and knowing that the security situation in the Vale does ebb and flow. But what I'm seeing for myself is that right now we're at a very good point in the security situation there. So now, yeah, get packing. Right, so India, great, all good. And it's as magical and as exotic and chaotic as it always has been. And that's what I love about it. So I then moved from a country that I know very well to a country I don't know at all, which is where I am today, of course, Sri Lanka. And what an amazing experience it's been here. So as far as COVID is concerned, Sri Lanka was one of the first countries to open its doors to tourists post-pandemic, literally back last summer. So in August 2021, it opened up and it's been open ever since. There are very few restrictions around COVID. You wouldn't really know that as a traveler. Again, some people wear masks, but apart from that, it's pretty much business as usual. I think one of the things I've loved about Sri Lanka is just how much it has to offer. The amazing landscapes, the culture, the history, an incredible cuisine, which is much better than I was expecting, and some of the friendliest people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. There is a financial and political crisis going on. Anyone that's watching the news will know that. But again, it doesn't really affect us as tourists. The only issue I've had is that my air conditioning went off in the middle of the night because of a power cut. Apart from that, it's been absolutely fine. The partners that we use here are very good about making sure there's enough diesel and petrol for the vehicles that drive you around. The hotels have all been open and magnificent, and my goodness, there are some fantastic hotels. Really, as far as a tourist on holiday is concerned, you wouldn't really know that anything was amiss. And besides, I think slowly they will start to sort these problems out. So there we are. Those are the kind of main takeaways, other than the fact that I have had the most fantastic time on my 18-day whistle-stop tour of India, Rajasthan, Kashmir and Sri Lanka. So tomorrow I head home and I will miss it. but at least I've had the chance to do it.